From the newsroom of TWBSN, where Torchville gets its news, comes a closer look at the stories behind the headlines. Moments that happen behind closed doors, in quiet streets, and in the places most people never think to look. This is Torchville Confidential, hosted by TWBSN correspondent Barney Calvin.
It was one of those New York nights where the city felt like it was hiding something. The kind of night where the street lights flickered just a little too long, and the stories inside certain apartment buildings are better left untold. But this one begins with a man named Kizer Sin, founder of K-Shark TV, a platform that had carved out a name for itself, covering battle rap culture. For years, Kizer had documented the bars, the rivalries, the personalities. Cameras, microphones, stages, the controlled chaos of competitive lyricism. But tonight, there were no cameras. Just 2/8 of weed in his pocket and a visit to a battle rapper named Pep. The Bronx building looked like it had stories baked into the bricks. Old graffiti, old fire escapes, old decisions. Kizer climbed the stairs and knocked. A pause. Then the door swung open. Pep stood there, and immediately something felt off. Pep's eyes were wide, too wide. His movements jittery. His smile unfocused. If you knew the signs, you knew the signs. Cocaine. Lots of it. "Yo, Kizer," Pep said loudly, like the hallway needed to hear it too. Kizer stepped inside. And that's when the smell hit him. Not one smell, a combination. Drugs, sex, sweat, unwashed laundry, bad decisions, and oddly, cereal. The kind of set that seemed to stick to the air itself. Kizer paused for a half a second, trying to process it all. Then he walked deeper into the apartment. And that's when he saw her. Spread across Pep's couch was a woman, lying flat on her back. Completely relaxed, barely acknowledging anyone in the room. Kizer recognized her and instantly understood. He had just walked into a post-sex situation. Pep didn't seem remotely bothered. Kizer quietly pulled the 2/8 of weed from his pocket and handed one over to Pep. Pep looked at it like someone who had just been handed a winning lottery ticket. "Good looking, bro." Now came the next challenge. Finding a clean place to sit, which inside Pep's apartment was no small task. After scanning the room like a man searching for dry land in the middle of an ocean, Kizer located a small patch of space on the edge of a chair that looked mostly safe. Pep rolled the weed, sparked it, took a long pull, and began talking. At first, it sounded like conversation, but it quickly turned into something else. Pep laughed. Then he reached into a drawer and pulled out something unusual, a golden spoon, which oddly enough fit the theme. Pep had once founded a battle rap group called Golden Squad. Brand consistency, apparently. Pep placed the spoon on the table and began lining up cocaine. Not small lines, mountains. He leaned down, sniffed, sat back, and continued talking. For the next several hours, Pep talked about battle rap politics, about imaginary deals, about people betraying him, about people respecting him, about people fearing him, about people who, according to Pep, were secretly jealous of him. But the longer he talked, the clearer it became. None of it really meant anything. Just endless words filling a dirty apartment. Kizer sat there listening, breathing the smell, watching the chaos. And eventually, he had enough. Kizer stood up. "Yo, Pep, I gotta bounce." Pep barely reacted. He was already halfway through another rant, another line of coke, another unfinished thought. Kizer walked toward the door. The hallway air felt cleaner immediately. He stepped outside, then paused, just for a moment, thinking about the chaos inside that apartment. Kizer shook his head slightly. Then he walked down the stairs, back into the New York night, where the city kept moving, like none of it had ever happened. Sometimes the truth isn't found in the headlines, but in the moments that happen behind closed doors. For Torchville Confidential, I'm Barney Calvin. Good night.